Hey guys, welcome to Waste Not Wednesday, where we take junk and turn it into home decor and things that we can sell for profit in our shop. What do we have today, Zeb?
So these are number 10 tin cans. They're like restaurant / Costco size cans. Most people I know don't get, unless you have a really large family,
Or nacho cheese.
don't have access to these kind of cans, but you can get them. You can find them around.
If you buy food storage, they do. Like if you're an apocalypse prepper. So it's one of those weird culture things where we belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so everybody has food storage. And they get number 10 cans full of things like pinto beans and flour and things that you can keep for, a rainy day in case of natural disaster.
Or like 50 years from now.
Or loss of job or whatever. And my cute friend Denise is like the best prepper I know. And so a while ago I said, give me a bunch of number 10 cans. I want to do a craft with them. And then I never did anything with them. So our number 10 cans also have food in them because we don't actually eat it. It's just like a in case something happens situation. Yeah. But she emptied out a bunch of tin cans for me. So that's where these came from. They're size number 10 tin cans, which make them the perfect size to make large pots.
So these have been hanging out in our garage. She probably gave them to us, like last March?
Oh gosh, a while ago. Don't tell Denise that I didn't use them right away because she...
But anyway, so we've done some rusting on them, and they did some of rusting all on their own, which perfect, love it. This is pretty slick. If you want to enhance the rust action, you can sand it. We just use 220 grit sandpaper. We hit them with the orbital sander. You can sand them, and then the Kirkland brand toilet bowl cleaner from Costco.
Not Kirkland brand, it's the Clorox bleach. But
Clorox
Costco sells it, and it's like, that's the best one.
Okay, so the Clorox bleach brand,
they didn't pay me to say that.
Is the one that works the best toilet cleaner. We just put it on with a scrubby brush.
And let it sit overnight.
Yeah, let it sit for about a day, and it gets real rusty. This one we did not. This is rusting all on its own, but we're going to probably paint over that anyway, and then whatever rust comes through, comes through.
Zeb, I'm having a hard time getting these off. So can you use a sander on them, see if you get some more off? All right, I'm going to pull up comments here. If you haven't done so and you're new to our channel, make sure,
you weren't ready.
I wasn't ready. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we go live every Wednesday with junk, every Saturday with our thrift haul, and then we usually have 3 more DIY farmhouse renovation videos throughout the week. So there's kind of in this channel we do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like my brain. Like I have ADD. My channel also has ADD because we do shop videos, home decor, farmhouse, junk. It's all good things.
We go picking in France.
Yeah, we take you along with us when we buy junk in other countries. You can buy junk anywhere. You can you can find it. All right, let me see if we've got any questions. Everybody's just saying good morning, hello. Caitlin is on. I bet Caitlin will be on the whole time because her boys are out. If you're tuning in from out of the United States, Thanksgiving week is happening tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so all the kids are out of school today through next week. So our kids are all at home with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here, and Jamie was doing before, this is just lemon oil. We're using it to get the remnants of the sticky from the tags that didn't want to come off.
Oh, and you know what, today, if we get to it today, we're going to play with the decrepit dust.
Yeah.
And that's also because, guys, so this is Debbie's DIY decrepit dust. You can pick it up on our website, JamiRayVintage.com, with everything you see us use today. We'll drop that link in the description box. But Debbie has a bomb video coming out today where she uses the decrepit dust, so I thought in honor of that, I'm going to use it. So if you don't follow Debbie's design diary, go ahead and look her up on YouTube and look for her video coming out today.
She's been doing a ton of fun projects with like stencils and stamps and IOD transfers.
Yeah, she's a JRV stencil retailer, so she sells our stencils and we sell her paint. So it's like a good symbiotic relationship, and she's committed to doing one video every week. She's working really hard. It's just her. She doesn't have a Zeb, so there's not like a tag team. And so she's been working really hard to get them out, so I just want to support her because I am super proud of her. Anytime somebody does something that's hard in business, I love it because it's those hard things, those things that are difficult, but when you do them consistently, that help you grow. Says, Jamie, you look so cute and cozy. I'm getting over a cold, and my shirt actually says, let's get cozy. It's from the Walmart. But I'm in my yoga pants and my beanie because I didn't shower. I'm mostly covering my greasy hair because as soon as I'm done, we got to film one more video And then I'm going back to bed today. And then tomorrow we're gonna go out to eat. So I've got to rest up because Black Friday and Small Business Saturday are coming. It's gonna be busy.
All right, here, wipe that oil off with one of these disinfectant wipes, and then I think we'll be ready to paint, because we want to paint these first, and then we're gonna do molds separately, or no?
I was gonna do the molds first.
Okay.
But we can do, the one that I'm gonna do the reverse impression on, I can do that first. And then you can paint those and we'll put molds on top of
Okay,
them.
this one's ready for a wipe down as well, and I think this one is also, it's just that one that was giving us a pain.
Okay. We just want to remove all we used lemon oil to get the tags off, and I just want to make sure that's all off.
There's a little bit right here on this one. Right on the rust spot.
I know, we want the rust to stay. So people are asking about the little birds. We actually have a channel membership. We'll show you this dresser we've been working on in our channel membership group. It's $5 a month. It comes with printables, extra live, members only videos, book chapters, and then starting in December, we're actually going to have a higher tier of channel membership that includes all of that, plus some more business coaching and a group involved. So stay tuned for that. It'll be exciting. Let's see. Oh, Lyric Rider 2 says, I've sewn for 50 years with thrift clothing, but moved into the upcycling of all things. Your channel helps me. Awesome. I'm so excited about that. You know, it's kind of funny because we should plan ahead for our Waste Not Wednesday, but most Wednesdays happen like Wednesday morning I wake up and I go in the garage and I just stare at the junk until I figure out what I want to do with it.
Well, we have like 100, I think the problem is we have 100 different projects, but the Waste Not Wednesday is a little difficult because we film it live. So doing a bunch of sawing and things like that isn't always conducive, and we like to show you guys how we do it. Like last week we built a bench out of old chairs. So some projects are really loud and noisy and involved, and others are more simple and fun like this.
All right, let's get going here. So we've got topiaries. These are from IKEA. They're not junk, but I've had this one for a while. I got it on clearance, and these two are from the side of my bed. You can pick up topiaries a bunch of different places. I actually like to find them at the thrift store when I can. If I can't find greenery at the thrift store, IKEA is my go-to because it's one of the least expensive places to get the farmhouse style greenery. So keep that in mind when you're working on a project like this. But the next most expensive thing is the pots. So if you can get your hand on some number 10 cans, these are nice, good-sized pots to give you a great surface area to work with.
Are we using both of these molds, the trimmings 1 and trimmings 2?
I don't know, but they're all mine, so you can open them. They're not, they're like,
They're
I've
out
been
of
waiting.
stock.
I've taken them out of stock. Okay.
We've had so many new products come in
I haven't even used them
our
all.
manufacturers that, yeah, we
It's
haven't even
one
gotten to
baggie.
them. Okay, I'll go grab one.
Sorry. And I also need a mat. Can I have one of those mats in the rolling pin?
Okay, so this is
Sorry, I
trimmings.
can't get out, so Zeb has to go get all the stuff because he sits on the edge.
This is trimmings 1 IOD mold, trimmings 2 IOD mold. You could basically make your like an entire molding situation for like your house or something with this if you were real dedicated. There's tons of cool stuff.
Oh, Jen Policy says it's super windy in Sholo.
Oh.
We know
Sholo,
Sholo because we're
Arizona?
from Arizona. I'm guessing, is it
Sholo.
Sholo, Arizona?
Man, they get a lot of snow up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind over there. Sholo, Taylor, Snowflake, some of the windiest places I've ever been. We actually don't have that much snow outside, but they say that more is coming. I'm crossing my fingers that it's not as bad as they think because they're trying to get the footings in at the farmhouse. So if they can get those all prepped, then they can pour them next week. Also, Les asked what we're doing for Thanksgiving. We're actually eating out and we're driving into Salt Lake to a Brazilian steakhouse. And I don't want a lot of snow on the ground. We may be eating cereal if it's too bad. Zeb, can you pass me one of those mats? They're right there. Is that what you're looking for?
No, I was looking for a Ziploc baggie for you.
Oh,
I found
Ziploc
it.
baggies are on the shelf.
I found a little one, so just open up one end.
That's fine, but I need that so I can start rolling this. So I'm gonna be doing a reverse impression on this clay. I feel like I'm late to the party because about every other creator has already done this, so maybe you've seen it. But I've got IOD clay here. IOD makes the best air dry paper clay I've ever used, but you do want to keep it in a baggie so it doesn't get all dried out. And I'm going to warm it up in my hands here. Can you pass me that rolling pin, Zip?
Yep. We grabbed one of the rolling pins out of the shop. It'll have to get
Oh,
resanded.
Kaylin says she's going to be on until Ivy comes because she's coming to the shop to work today. We got to get inventory put in. We have a bunch of paint and
So
stuff.
we're doing the crockery on this?
Yep. So I'm just rolling out this paper clay into a shape that I want to work with here. Getting it kind of thin.
It's gonna bug me if it's not square. Can I make it square later?
No, it's not supposed to be square.
All right.
Is it supposed to be square?
I want it to be.
Like
I want to trim this and make it just that.
No, I don't want to. I'm making kind of an organic shape.
Okay.
Do we have a, oh, would you go grab me a knife? We can kind of make the shape we want and then roll it out.
Okay.
They're on top of the refrigerator.
Like the plastic one?
Yeah, plastic knife. Okay. So I'm using these stamps. These we usually use with ink or paint. These are the IOD crockery stamps. And I'm going to make an impression into the clay, and then we're going to glue the clay onto the can. Zeb's going to go grab me a knife. I haven't actually done this before, but I've seen it done on TV. If you're just tuning in, you can pick up these the stamps, everything you see used today at JamiRayVintage.com.
Except for the number 10 cans.
Except for the number 10 cans, yes. Those you have to find in your trash can. But
I would use this to press it down in because you're going to get it nice and even.
I know, I'm just...
Oh, you went crazy with it. Why didn't you just square that corner off?
Because I want it to look kind of like the shape of the mold. Why you gotta... Oh,
All right.
why you gotta give me a hard time? There we go.
I'll look
All right.
away.
Okay, now I'm gonna roll it out a little more so I don't have sharp edges. I'm just making it so it's kind of the shape of the stamp itself. You picking up what I'm throwing down?
People are laughing at me.
All right,
I'm
here.
sorry. I like things to be symmetrical and even and.
All right, I want it to be kind of an organic raw edge, so I'm just gonna use my finger to mush out that sharp line.
And probably when you peel that up off, will get its own thing going on.
You think so?
Let's put the mold in.
Hold on. Maybe I should put it on the jar first. Yeah.
Okay, but we need glue.
Okay, go give me some glue.
It's right there. Can you pass it to me?
Yes, I'll put you. You're in charge of the glue. So we like to use the construction adhesive that comes with the caulk gun because it makes it more manly somehow.
It actually is
No, it's
like
just
10
cheaper.
times cheaper, and we use a lot. Like this is where the caulk gun is. We've used this much in a month and a half.
Yeah, so if you're going to be doing a lot of gluing, we suggest this Clear Gorilla construction adhesive in a caulk gun. It's much less expensive, and it holds it and it dries fairly quickly. If it gets out the edges, it's really clear. All right, I'm gonna look. I got a knife so I can.
You can spread it like
Maybe.
bread. I feel like you're gonna make a mess.
You don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't think you ever really know what I'm gonna do.
I don't. It's always fun hanging out with you. It's like, oh, we thought we were gonna do this, but we went this direction.
Jamie's going rogue here.
All right, let me see that.
We
thing
don't
and I'll
practice
plop it
before
up.
we go live. The reason why we do it like this is so we could be like, hey, we didn't even practice and this is what happened. What? And we need. Is that good?
Okay, which we're gonna put it on this can.
I want
Is
it.
there...
So I want the seam to be in the middle, so it's gonna go like right there.
Okay, so seam in the back, so that you don't see
Oh,
it.
you're gonna get glue all over them.
Oh, why is there glue on my mat?
Well, because it went over the edges. All right. So, okay, sorry. Would number 10 cans be about the same size as coffee cans at Sam's Club? You know what?
Yes.
We don't drink coffee, so we didn't think of that.
But
Yes. This is a coffee can. So if you don't have food storage, but you have big coffee cans, you could use this for that.
All right, that's gonna be on there super well. All right, just leave it right
Hold on,
like that.
hold on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. Oh, you know what I could use that would be better? The brayer.
I brought the brayer in hopes you would use that instead of the rolling pin. But...
Yeah, you're smart. All right, this is our IOD brayer that we use to put paint and ink on our stamps. And I'm just kind of smushing down the edges of the paper clay so that way it really adheres well to my can. So you guys see that? Okay. Next, we're going to take this and put it on here. Let's see if this works, Seb. I think you need to do this. I have it in there. I need you to mush it.
Okay, I'm doing the mushing.
It looked easy when I saw somebody else do it. Do you want to use the brayer?
No, I'm just gonna press it
Oh,
down
it's
in.
doing just fine.
Yeah, it's going good.
It's pretty easy.
So this is the crockery stamp set. You want to show them the whole set? It's over there.
Here's the whole set. These would also fit, like these smaller ones would also fit on smaller tin cans. So don't think you have to have number 10. I just wanted to do something a little bit bigger so it was substantial enough to hold some of my bigger topiaries.
Okay, I think I've got it mostly pressed in there pretty well on the design.
Does DIY paint have to be applied in a warm area like latex?
All right, that's
You
bright.
can apply it when it's cold. It just takes longer to dry. And it might crack. But, you know, a little crack is good. All right, is that in there? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I'm excited. All right.
Okay.
Next, I'm going to let you do the design on another can, and I'm going to keep working on it. Oh, Zeb.
What?
Sweetie, there's like a shadow.
Paint it. It'll be okay.
But it doesn't look right. You think it's okay?
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
You moved the stamp.
It shifted. Maybe you shifted it.
Maybe
when
you
initially
shifted
did it.
Well,
we'll
don't
do more.
shift the stamp, but that's...
We'll do more.
The light's shining on
Yeah,
it.
you have to get it up close, and then it'll adjust.
There you go. There we go. All right. Okay. Hopefully once we get the decrepit dust in there, it doesn't make a difference. He's going to start working on his next can design, and I'm going to start using, oh gosh, you took the package off. Is this trimmings 1 or trimmings 2?
That's trimmings 1.
All right, I'm going to be using trimmings 1 here. Are you sure? Yes.
Yes.
Trimmings 1. This is an IOD mold that also works. Oh, where's the cornstarch? Did we break that?
We did not. I don't think that's at home. Because we crafted at home with it last.
Oopsie daisy. All right, I want to put some trimmings around the top. So that way I can add a little bit more detail to this one. And then I'm just going to probably do on the top and on the bottom and call it good. Is the baking powder over there?
I'm looking for it. Yeah, it is. It's right here.
Okay. It's not my favorite option, but it's better than nothing. Okay. So you need to put cornstarch inside your mold so that clay doesn't stick. But in my case, we also have baking soda because that's all we have at the shop. And I keep thinking I'm going to bring cornstarch to the shop, and then you just picked my brush.
Sorry.
It's all right. I think I'm going to do this one here in the middle, something kind of thin. So all I'm doing is just putting this on there so that
paper clay from you.
the mold will come off. All right.
It's getting rolled out right now.
All right, they can see what I'm doing. I just want to make sure I'm
Yeah, I brought the camera down so they can see pretty
These
well.
live videos are hard. Okay. Okay, I'm just dumped out the excess. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
That was for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm making a little, when I'm doing trimming like this, I like to make a little paper clay snake. You can also use like resin and stuff, and there are other brands of paper clay, but and you probably don't think that I am like, what's that called, nonpartisan? Is that the word? About paper clay, but really the IOD stuff is the best. And I've had people come in and say, I bought the molds, and then I went with the cheap clay, and then I went back with the IOD, and it was the best. Okay, that's good. Can you put that in the baggie?
Yeah, I'll use it right
Okay,
here.
so what you're going to do is you're going to take your little fingers and you're going to push this paper clay into the mold. It has this thing called a micro rim, and it's kind of like, have you ever used Play-Doh? They have little rims, and it makes it so you get a nice edge. And I keep thinking I'm going to use the tool from the transfers, like the little plastic spatula, but I never do. I think I should have made a much skinnier snake. It doesn't take as much paper clay as one might think.
Okay, so on mine, I am going to press, I'm going to try a different method here. So I've got it pressed down in. Hopefully we can get it back off the board in a minute after pressing this on.
Oh, so Zeb's trying the impression there. That's probably smart, so then if you screw up like we may have done previously, it's not already glued down.
Where'd that other little knife go? Here we go. And now, all right, so let me bring it up close so you can see. So I've got it on there, it's pressed down in. I'm gonna take the knife and trim around it while it's still down on there.
That's the official way to do it. Okay. Then you take your mold and you push back on it. And you use the mold itself to kind of pull it out because it's very delicate and you don't want to push out the detail. If you have not very nice paper clay, it's not going to come out all easy like that. Okay.
All right, now it's all cut. It's all cut and trimmed out. I'm gonna peel this back.
We're going to go through a lot of paper clay here.
Maybe. We only have 3 cans, so we'll be all right.
All right, I need to see if I need to do, I think another one just like this will be enough to go around. Can you put me a bead of glue on this situation?
Yep. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna take my my crockery off.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna make another little chain here. Use the brayer, Jamie. I know. I could have used the brayer, but.
And so now it's the shape of the stamp.
These long molds like this, you really do want to put cornstarch, baking soda, something in there because it would be very difficult to get this out. It's also, this one's kind of shallow.
This is what I was worried about. The trick is going to be peeling this off without losing all the detail.
You need like a scrapey thing.
It.
You need like a brownie spatula.
No, because it was like sucked down to it. I think
it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's still good.
Okay.
These would be really fun to do like pottery with.
All right, I go right down with the mold with a putty knife or CC, and that works great.
Okay, so it's loose, and now we can glue it on. Oh, you needed a bead of glue, didn't you?
So if your sound is out of sync ever while you're watching our videos, just hop out and hop back in. Usually that helps. Oh, yeah.
I don't think you need to spread this glue. Once
No, I
you
think
mush
it'll
it on
spread
there, it'll
itself.
spread out.
Yeah, all right. I'll glue this on. Oh, can you hold the can still?
Yeah, where are you going, top or bottom?
Yeah, top. I feel like it helps to do this with
Are you doing 2 of those? You're going all the way
Yeah, I'm
around?
gonna go all the way around, but this is just gonna sit there and dry while I do the rest.
All right, that looks pretty cool.
I'm gonna do one on the bottom and then I'll go around the other side.
Okay, let me show them up close.
Okay. I need a skinnier snake.
These molds have such great detail on them.
I hope that we can be live long enough that they can see the finished product because it really doesn't turn into magic until you put the paint and the decrepit dust on there because then it no longer looks like a tin can, I promise you. I have done this in a smaller like scale and they're sitting on my French porch and nobody ever says, oh, those look like little soup cans, because they don't. Because by the time you mold them and paint them, they look awesome. Okay. I made a skinnier snake this time, so maybe that'll. Now the thing is, when I go around and do the other side, I'll be able to, I'm kind of mushing this down. Careful, because, I mean, it takes a while for the clay to dry. Now we're going to be painting this before the clay is all the way dry, which is totally fine, but best practice is to let your clay dry, then paint it. But, you know, this is live TV. So. Okay, there we go. So, skinny snake for the win. Because now I don't
I'm
have
going to
so
use the
much
lines on the can to help me line this up.
Oh, that's smart. I didn't even think about that. I just slapped it on there. But you're a little bit more methodical about things.
You got a lot of energy this morning for a sick person. You're just going.
I took my vitamins this morning. I took my Thrive vitamins this morning, and whenever I take those, like for the first few hours, it's good. And then the afternoon, when I'm sick, when I'm not sick, it lasts all day. When the afternoon hits, man, I'm like, done. Okay. Let's get this out of there. These molds are actually food safe. You don't want to use them for clay and food, but I've seen people use the molds for melting chocolate, making sugar cookies, cake decorating with fondant. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the molds. And personally, if it were me and for my personal use, I'd use them for clay and food. I just clean off the clay and move on with my life. Can you caulk that for me?
Yep.
Okay. Question, that is the crockery stamp. I got mine but didn't know you could use it with clay. Yep, all of the stamps that IOD carries can be used to do reverse imaging with clay. So we could use, if we wanted to do something different, we could use the Lady of Shallot. Do we even have that here? Is that at home?
I think I brought most of the things back
but
that
we
we
can
were
use,
doing
we
at
can do
home,
a different stamp on this one to show you a different idea of what we got going on here. Okay.
I mean, you could do sky's the limit. You could do like the birds, branches, and blossoms and make the side of your can look like a whole tree scene.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you want to do.
Okay. So there we got top and bottom. Oops, shiny. There you go. That's where we're at so far. And I think if I do 2 more strings of that, then I can go all the way around. So I'm gonna leave this flat to dry right now.
I'm gonna give this a little peel before I push the stamp.
We have blue painter's tape over there. I might use blue painter's tape to hold this while it dries. When we do that last can.
And then I'm gonna brayer that on. It helps to not get the shifting like we had on that other can, I think.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that one's in there nice and deep. That's gonna be a good impression.
I like days like this when the crafting is just kind of like fun. This is just like people are hanging out watching us make stuff. And we usually don't have things pre-planned, so you guys kind of get to see the creative process.
Well, a lot of people might be traveling
Yeah, that's
today.
true. We have almost 500 people on here though. That's pretty good.
Nice. Okay. Here, there's some you can use.
All right.
Now the trick is getting this up off without deforming it crazy. I tried peeling it and then I brayered it again.
So a lot of you guys have followed us for a while know that we just finished football season. Now wrestling season is upon us. So last night we were at a wrestling match. And our daughter cheers for basketball, so it's like just as equally crazy. I feel like our life will slow down in the spring because the farmhouse will be done. We don't have any spring sports yet. I keep telling my kids, you can't.
Spring lasts until, when's the first day of summer? Is that like May 30th or something?
I don't know,
like
but
that,
I
or
always
July?
tell my kids, you cannot play spring sports. That's my time. Because I'm busy in the fall, I'm busy in the winter. Spring, like everybody has to play either fall or winter sports because spring is my time. I can't be busy year round. It makes me psycho. That's a song. She's a little bit psycho. All right, I'm giving it, it's got like a mohawk there. Can you guys see that? I feel like even Jack could do this. Jack is like the Play-Doh king. So that's going with a little bit more refined look on his. Surprise, surprise.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I gotta demold this one and one more. I craft fast because I lose interest. I can't do things that take a lot.
I craft slow because I handle all the things.
Also, you're just more meticulous with all the things that you do. All right. Last one, and then I'm done with the molding for this one. If you want to go find, or you're going to put a trim on that?
Yeah, so what I'm
Were you
going to
gonna
do
do
is
the
I'm going to
braided
go
trim?
down the sides.
Down the sides, I'm confused.
Like I'm gonna frame it out.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Just like right here
We'll
and
see.
right there.
Who thinks that framing down the sides will be good? Let us know. I never even thought of that. All right, I need a little snaky. Is that for you?
Yeah, this is my snake.
I can't
You
take
get
your
your
snake.
own.
I thought you were framing it for me.
Oh, got my own project going
You're
on
like-
over here.
All right, fine. All right.
Oh, you know what? I probably should put some sort of something in here.
Yeah,
Where's the
because
brush
this is a
you've been
long.
using?
It's in the
Oh,
container.
it's in there.
This is a long span. On the smaller ones, it's not as detrimental, but you really do need. All right. My snake got too skinny in that spot, so I gotta push it in. Now somebody said to use the brayer. Let's try that out.
The brayer is great, and I was about to use it, but y'all let you.
I still need to use my fingers, but it helped. It's like you pull it off the edges, and then you get this little mohawk down the middle, and then you gotta push the mohawk down. People that use molds more often than us are better at estimating how much clay they need.
I prefer resin, but it doesn't work well for this project where we're doing the reverse stamping.
Well, it doesn't work at all for reverse stamping. And it's hard to do live because you just pour it and then you sit and wait. But we do carry, if you don't want to do the molds like this, we do have videos on how to use resin, and we do carry the 2-part resin. and you can just do them in that. But the other thing is,
The
it's a
resin's
little bit
fast.
hard to
it
get,
dries
like,
in like 10 minutes.
it does do curve, you can do curved surfaces, but you gotta get them on there fast. Plus I was worried it might be too heavy.
Oh, and slide
to
off.
stick to
Well,
these
you
cans.
could just tape it if you had more time. But on a live video, I see what you're saying.
If you guys have seen the little teaser, you know what video Debbie's coming up with today. And I'm curious to see how she got what she used. I won't say what she used, but she used molds. I'm curious to see how she got it to do that. All right, can you give me some caulking on this one?
Yep, give me just a sec, I got it.
Okay.
So I'm using the Trimmings 2 mold. So Jamie's been using Trimmings 1 and I've been using Trimmings 2. Trimmings 1 has a lot smaller molds on there. This one has a little bit wider, beefier molds.
Somebody said
Come on, camera, work with me.
there's still a label on this one. Are you trying to set me up for failure here?
I didn't scrub that one.
Oh, obviously.
We should have put the thing right over the top of that.
Yeah, but we didn't. So we'll come back to it. We won't paint this one until we get that off. Can you put the bead?
Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Put it here because I don't know how long I'm going to. I guess I should probably trim it before I do it. Hold on, I got an idea.
You gonna trim it first?
I'm gonna measure once,
Remember, measure twice.
measure twice, cut once.
Yeah,
Okay,
measure
so I just
twice.
need that knife. There we go. Okay, this one is the right size. Can you put some glue on that one? Zeb uses the glue because I'm a hot mess.
She has trouble squeezing it sometimes.
This is true.
This one's ready for glue?
Mm-hmm. It does require a little bit of elbow grease. And I am sick still. Oops.
Okay,
Okay.
that should be plenty
This
of
one
glue.
is ready. Now you just kind of, when you do these, you want to butt these up right up next to each other. Kind of make it look like it's all one piece. Oops, and I'm mushing out the other side. It's getting a little flattened because I'm rolling it and you shouldn't be doing that. Can you put some glue on that one?
Yep.
I hope Sally and Josie are not watching. Sally's actually at Disneyland right now. So
Hopefully it's not raining on them.
Josie could be watching us and then she's gonna be like, Jamie, what are you doing? And I'd be like, I don't know. Oh, super chat! Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
That's good lunch money. We'll use that. We'll buy hamburgers for all our kids. Thanks, Linda. My kids are all at home, and I told them I'd bring them home lunch. So Linda paid for lunch today. Oh, that's a little short. I didn't measure that very good. Okay, we'll
Just give it a little stretch. It's got some give.
The clay has a little bit of give. All right. Oh, Ivy's on. Cute Ivy has been working so hard getting everything shipped out. She's coming back in today to ship out as much as possible so we can get all caught up before Black Friday. All right, ta-da! And that, if you use a different type of glue that doesn't hold or it slides down, you could use painter's tape to hold your design in place. But in our case, this construction adhesive really does hold it in place and dries really fast. So we're just
Really fast, as in like it'll probably cure up in about an hour.
Yeah, but fast enough that we don't have to worry about that. Okay, next one. I'm gonna move out of your way.
So I actually really like the brayer method on running these in, and then the micro ring kind of just cuts it, and it just mushes it out the side. I might have to go to using that always.
All right, what other molds do we have? Do I want to try another mold, or I said I'd use a different stamp. I'm gonna go find a different stamp while Zeb finishes up his project, and then would you, before we start, could you get that off for me when you're...
Get what up? Oh, yeah,
Before we paint that, because that could be bad.
all right, let me baggy up this paper clay.
You guys can see I'm wearing my pants.
I think I'm almost done with the molds anyway,
Okay.
because I'm not going to use a ton more. I think so this is mine here, and I think I'm just going to run one of these down here and down there and frame it out, and we'll be done with mine. Then we have the third can that we haven't even started. That might have to wait for later.
No, we're gonna do it.
So you see, this is peeling out pretty easy on this bigger one.
I don't think I've opened all the stamps yet. I'm gonna go look and see what other options we have.
Little tip, we always use Jami's favorites first and then we work the others in. Okay, I think I'm gonna do what she did and measure first before I glue this whole thing.
All right, so I used the fern ones, but we have not used the butterfly ones.
Oh, those ones are cool.
So.
Are you sure we haven't used the butterfly ones? I thought we used the butterfly ones.
We used the butterfly mold.
Oh, okay.
But can I come in?
Yeah.
I know that I haven't opened one of these. I was gonna do the Lady of Shallot, but that's at home and I don't wanna open a second one. But I know I don't have one of these opened. So Ivy, if you're on, remind me to take this out of the shop inventory. We can maybe reuse the sticker. That's what comes in handy from having your own shop. You have like a never-ending supply of DIY supplies. Okay. So, this has glue on it. Can I have a wipe? Where'd you put the wipes?
Yep.
Okay. So.
All right, I'm committing.
Okay.
So mine's gonna be one-sided, whereas Jami's goes all the way around.
It's because I'm extra. All right, so this is the butterflies stamp. There's also the monarch mold that we used a few weeks ago on those, on our Saturday thrift haul. We did those cute boxes. So I'm gonna do some reverse pressing on these. Now there is an important thing. When you guys are using stamps and you're using it on your molds like this, be sure to clean off all the paper clay, because that will cause a problem when you go to stamp them. Oh, Debbie gave us lunch money. Woo-hoo, Debbie's on there.
Chat.
Have you been on here for a while, Debbie? I was telling everybody you got a new video coming up today. Hint, hint, it may have similar pattern to this on it. She already gave a little teaser, so I saw it. But she didn't use these, so I don't know what she did. It was like some sort of DIY witchcrafting magic, because I don't know how she did it. I can't wait to watch it. So these butterflies are gorgeous. They are, and there's also like a moth. So that should buy a few bites, LOL. Hey, you know we shop at McDonald's, so that's like half a kid's meal for Jack, Debbie. All right, clay. Where'd the clay go? How long will the glue stay good in the gun? I don't know.
So I'll give me just a second. I'll show you a little trick.
Alexa says it's raining in Orange County too. Debbie, is it raining in Solana Beach? Poor Debbie, she lives right by the beach. Oh, Debbie says get grass-fed. I'm sure McDonald's is grass-fed, Debbie. We have grass-fed in our fridge. We have organic. My parents are giving me a hard time about all the organic food we have.
All right, so now that I'm
fault.
got this glued on, I'm just kind of pressing it down around the edges. Boy, that light is right on top of us today. There we go.
I don't know why I made this shape. That's not really a shape I want.
So once I paint this up, I'm gonna fill in all those cracks. And that's done on mine. I got a little more gap over here on this one. I went too far. So before the glue dries, I'm just gonna gently mush it over without deforming my mold.
They're gonna be bigger. I feel like the way I roll out the clay is like an ink blot. Like, what do you see on this ink blot or clay blot?
There we go. I feel better.
You know those psychological tests? That's what I got going on here. Okay. So you were able to stamp it and then pick it up?
Yeah, it gets a little. You gotta be careful, but yeah.
Well, you know me. Careful's my middle name. Just kidding. All right. Okay.
All right.
Oh, these even have like the names of the butterfly on the bottom of them. So like on the bottom of this it says our Guinness Pathia.
Is it in Latin?
Well, it ain't in English.
Probably in Latin.
Oh, I got an idea.
I'm ready
what
to paint.
If,
I'm ready to paint.
What if you do this? Watch. Where's the brayer? No, we'll just do this. Okay.
I'm watching.
Watch me. Oh no, it's not really working. Okay, never mind.
You gotta press harder.
Yeah, apparently so. I think I need to use one that has more indents. This has got too much flat surface.
All right, roll that back out.
All right, take 2.
That one is very finely detailed.
I need one that has more indents. Maybe this one, yeah?
All right, painting time. I'm gonna do mine in Farm Fresh.
Let's see. Kathleen Jamison says, when I use molds for fondant cakes, I use a blade to level off the fondant at the top of the mold so it wasn't too thick. I'm not sure if your molds are like that or not. I think you probably could because of the micro rim. Okay, let's try this again. Except shutting the door. Is it loud out there? The heater?
I could hear the heater. I don't know.
And the shop's not open today.
So I'm gonna paint the whole can,
All right, now there we go.
including the molds.
I like the clay paint with the molds because it fills in the edges really good. You can use the farmhouse finishes that we carry. I did that when I did those cute little trays, but it just takes more paint because it's farmhouse finishes and sweet pickins are a little bit thinner. If you're going to be using sweet pickins though, make sure you add bond so it sticks to the metal. The DIY will stick to it pretty good.
I feel like the DIY paint also helps like the edge of the molds stick down on.
Well, what you do is you use the DIY to fill in the cracks because it's clay. Like this is paper clay and that is clay paint.
I'm probably gonna have to do 2 coats on the can portion because it's real shiny. We might heat gun it.
We're gonna have to
not.
heat gun it because we're
The
not.
heat gun
We've been
affects
on
the
for
paints
40
and the glues in different ways, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
All right, we've been on for 45 minutes and we're nowhere near close to finish.
Man, we got to get going on these projects.
This might be a long life because I want to show the decrepit dust, so we have to get to that point. Okay, I may have not. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I like the way I did it before.
Well, luckily you're a really fast painter, so
Yeah, but I'm still.
that's okay. You
Creative.
craft fast. You'll do good.
All right, so we got the butterfly on here. Where's that glue situation? All right, you guys want to see my butterfly? Let me come in close. Hold on, wait for it.
I don't know why
There
the
you
lighting.
go.
I don't know why the lighting's doing that so crazy today. It's probably because it's overcast outside, and so the camera's trying to adjust and compensate
That's
for
all right, just
that.
gotta get close. Debbie says the dust is so good, she used it on her lamp. I know. Debbie wasn't here at the beginning, but I said we're using the dust in honor of Debbie's video today. So, okay, I need the glue. Will you pass me that?
Yep. Oh, I was going to show you a trick with the glue. So if you've got this dispenser, it's like a $4 dispenser down at the Home Depot, and then the glue is about $6 or $7 in this big tube. It's much cheaper. So you can see I've got this little, there's like a little seep out the front. If you pop this spring, it takes the pressure off and it'll stop pushing out, and that'll harden up over like a couple hours. And then you just break that off and your glue's good to go, and the rest of your tube doesn't get hardened up.
All right, now can I use it now?
Yeah, it's ready to go.
And that is how you use the caulk gun for glue. Boom.
I do the same thing with caulking too.
Yeah. I don't really use caulking much. I feel like caulk is a really hard word to say.
Well, you got to be careful with it.
Yeah, you don't want to say other things that sound like other things. All right, it's like spreading really thick frosting. Okay, where's the seam? I always like the seams in the back. All right, I'm gonna put these on kind of organic. So that one's on. First butterfly down. Okay, that glue gun looks interesting, Zeb. I gotta try that. Well, it's not hard to squeeze. You saw me do it, Debbie. You work out at Orange Theory. You got this. It just takes getting used to this little doohickey in the back.
So the glue is thick, so it doesn't, you can cut your hole on the end bigger and it'll come out a lot faster.
And I like it because you can squeeze it out and you can get kind of a good bead. All right. You guys want to see that on the can? Let me put it closer. Oh, close. There we go. Now it's on the can. Debbie says, but I have superwoman strength. I am stronger than I look. I feel like Harrington gets that from me too. Yesterday we were watching all those wrestlers, and there were some with definitely more defined muscles. And he doesn't. He's a little. He's like me. He's a little fluffy around the edges. But he's way strong. So he goes up there, and people don't realize it until he gets started. And they're like, "Holy crap!" It probably comes from all those years of moving pianos. Harrington started helping us move pianos when he was like 11 and 12. Cause
he was like 13 and 14.
Whatever. We moved pianos because I painted them and sold them for lots and lots of money because people love painted pianos here in Utah. And him and Zeb would go move pianos, and they'd show up and they'd be like, you're going to need more people. And we're like, no.
I told him he had to come earn all the food he's been eating lately and help me move the beam at the farmhouse, which he was reluctant to do, but once we got going, he's like, oh, okay. Once he realized we didn't have to lift the entire thing up over our heads, we were just going to lift one end at a time.
Oh my goodness.
He was much happier about that.
Talk about my superhuman strength. The first few times you take the stamps off the pad, it's a little bit, I can't.
Did you just open that? I don't think you seasoned.
Well, you don't have to season it for this. You season it when you're stamping. You don't need to season it when you're reverse. Hold on. Okay.
All right, we'll let that dry up, and then I'll do another. Well, I'm probably gonna have to heat gun it.
What was my favorite piano color? I painted a lot of bright
awesome.
teal and bright turquoise pianos. That was during.
Colors.
You know how which was it? Van Gogh went through his blue phase. I went through a turquoise phase, and everything was turquoise, bright turquoise. So I painted a piano gray
Is
once.
the heat gun over in the corner there by you?
My favorite.
Jamie, is the heat gun over there on the floor?
Strange question. Where did you get your appliances? And what is your cyber sale? You're gonna have to find out about our cyber sale just like everybody else, but I will
like the day of, like once the sale goes live.
We're gonna wait till Friday, but we actually have our online sales going up tomorrow. Caitlin's working on it right now. So make sure that you guys go to JamiRayVintage.com, and you need to sign up for our newsletter because that's how we let everybody know about sales. Sorry, I had to add a little bit because it was not big enough for that butterfly. I don't know if that's gonna, hold on. There we go. Less seams on this side. Okay.
You guys can see that DIY paint starting to dry out as I go around. It's got the color variations here. The molds won't be completely dry because I'm not gonna hit them, because if I dry them this fast, they'll crack. And they may crack a little over time, but there'll be much less cracking if you don't dry them out quick.
All right, so I'm gonna use the grayer because it's smaller. Debbie, if you're still on here, do we need to clear wax before we use the decrepit dust, or can we just put the decrepit dust on there? Hopefully she's still on, because I actually haven't used it before.
You totally scraped my design just now.
How did I do that?
When you grabbed the brayer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe it was me. It was me when I was spinning.
I was like, how did I do that?
I'm like, oh no, it's on this other one too. I'll paint it and it won't be noticeable.
You need clear wax so it will stick. All right, good to know. Thank goodness Debbie's on here because I would have done it the wrong way and looked not very smart. There. I'm going to cut off the excess here.
I'll give you guys a close-up here in a sec.
So you can do the same thing that we're doing today with these cans, with joint compound on a wall and the stamps and the decrepit dust. People do really fun, like artisan style finishes on their walls like this. Debbie has one in her shop.
I'm thinking I might design some corbels up that fit some of these like really well and do some cool designs on some corbels.
Do we seal? We're going to seal the cans with clear wax. So let me tell you a little secret. I think those cans, the little tin cans that we did, oops, it's popping off. The little tin cans that we did a while ago for our Waste Not Wednesday, I just used clear wax and then I threw them outside in the shade and the wax has kept the paint on. So probably you should use a liquid sealer for more durability for outdoor use, but I didn't and mine was fine. So I'm not saying you should, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I've always just used clear wax. All right. Here's another butterfly.
Got a couple little touch-up spots.
Yeah, somebody said that you should powder your surface so it comes off easier. That's probably a smart idea. Okay, oops. All right, I gotta put glue on this. I just want to see what it's gonna look like there. I like it. Okay. That is making me sweat. It's very, very
It's hot. It's like 500 degrees.
Yes, and it's blowing my direction.
It's like a really hot blow dryer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the camera's cooperating more now that it's not a bright, shiny can. All right.
So shiny. What movie?
The
is
heat
that?
gun has 3 settings on this particular one. I think the first setting is like 300, 400, and then 500 degree setting.
Always be careful with a heat gun. You can burn yourself, the paint, the house.
All right, so that's one coat of DIY. It's actually pretty solid on there. It got a couple little peek throughs. I'm gonna hit it again with some more paint real quick.
Okay, second butterfly is attached. Okay, what else do I want to put? I feel like I need like a little one right there, and then this can is done. Oh, I'll do a little bee. Or should I stick with the butterfly theme? Yeah, I'll do. Actually, I don't think that's a bee. I think it's a moth. Let's do it. So when you pick out which ones you're going to use, you want to make sure they have enough indentation. This one's pretty flat. Oh, decisions, decisions. Maybe I'll just use it anyways. Okay.
I'm always impressed at how well this sticks to like metal.
I don't know why you're still impressed by it. Like, you should know by now.
It's
DIY sticks to almost everything.
I know, it just surprises me every time. I'm like expecting it to just wipe on off.
I always have people say, do you have to use this paint? I'm like, you can use whatever paint you want, but when it doesn't work, you know what I'm saying? I only know the paint brands that I use because I don't really try a lot of other things, because when you find the good stuff, you just stick with it. It doesn't take much paint to do projects like this either. Like, we're using giant quartz, but you could do this with a sample. Alright. Cut out my little butterfly. So it's taken about a package of clay to do all 3 cans. Just to kind of give you an idea, this is how much is left. So one pack would do 3 number 10 cans, depending on how much you're using.
And we put quite a bit on. Like
What
you
do
could do. What am I?
You gotta wax that.
I know. I had to get a second coat
Oh, okay.
on. I needed a second coat. It
And then
dried
you gotta
out
wait
fast.
for the paint to cool down before you wax, otherwise the wax melts. And that is an interesting situation.
It doesn't take too long to cool down. I mean, I'm able to touch it here. Just don't want to hold it on your hand.
True. I think I may have put too much glue on this.
You got a ton of glue on there. Don't forget to relieve the pressure. Or it just keeps pushing glue
It
out.
keeps pooping out glue.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This one won't come off.
No, that one for sure won't. Are you pressing too hard to get that to smear
No,
losing your impression?
I mean very, very soft and delicate.
All right.
I'm a soft and delicate person. All right, that's going right there on the can. Okay. All right.
Someone asked a question about the rolling pin that I just saw flash by.
All right. There you go. Okay, we're gonna let this dry for a little bit. This can should be drier. All right, I gotta move this stuff out of my
These
way.
are some upscale number 10 cans.
You know, they had some wheat and pinto beans. And
I got
now they're all
some
kinds of fancy.
crackle with the heat gun on this one.
All right, done with those. Done with that.
Hey, I wanted you to read that comment. What was someone saying?
Oh, I love that the rolling pin has the price tag.
Yeah.
It's because it's inventory. So when we're done, I'm gonna wipe it off and throw it back out in the shop. Okay, I needed to scrub this tag off. You didn't get that off. Is that what is this?
My
Did
leftovers.
you already have glue on it?
There's no glue on those.
Oh, well, put it in the bag. Don't waste the clay.
I was gonna just leave it because it was already formed up.
There we go. Now, this is how you store leftover clay. Make sure all the air is out. That would be good. Always Ziploc baggie it.
Okay, so I'm gonna paint this for you.
They said
and
dust
get
it.
this stuff off. You wax that and get to dusting.
Okay, the problem is on my wax brush. Oh, I got a new DIY wax brush.
It's right there.
Where? Oh,
It's hiding out.
I got a DIY wax brush.
Here,
'cause all
real
my
quick,
other
I'm
brushes
gonna
were
show
crusty.
you just a peek. Channel members, all the people with the little birds by their name, have already seen this, but we've been working on this project with channel members. It kind of failed, and then it came back good again.
Well, we
gotta
used
get
duct tape
handles on
first
it.
to get it kind of chippy, and then it all came off except for some of it. So then we used DIY paint over it, and
So these darker drawers here have been waxed. These ones haven't, and the base is painted with Salty Kiss, and this is Monet's Garden, and there's a bunch of layers of milk paint and some DIY paint and cake batter up underneath.
I feel like this is a little weird with these stripes down the side, sweetie. But we'll see.
It's not weird.
The true test is if somebody
It's
buys
gonna
it.
be in, like, you'll see it in in the front, because you know you never see all the sides all at once.
You didn't paint the bottom part of the.
I did not paint the bottom part of that. Oh, on that?
Yeah.
Whoops.
We'll fix that later off camera. All right, so I've clear waxed it. The thing was a little bit warm, so it's.
They're ready. They're ready for the dust.
Well, it's got to dry just a little bit. Here, can you turn that fan on and then just air dry this? I
Oh,
can't
that
use
fan
the
is
heater.
gonna be loud.
Okay.
Here, we'll use the heat
Oh,
gun from a
Jami
long ways
says
away.
that's so pretty, and Josh is a new channel member. So Josh, make sure you go to community, because now that you're a channel member, you'll see the super secret community post, and you can check out the last few videos and the printables for this month.
I don't know if that's gonna work out.
What? No, the fan, not
I'm
the heat
a
gun.
long ways away.
That's just gonna melt the wax.
The fan is gonna be way too loud.
All right. I'm using a stencil brush.
I broke my own rule. I got the camera all crazy.
Okay, dust before Debbie explodes. Debbie, can I use the dust now? Do I have to wait? Is there like a time period? It's still a little warm. What do you think is gonna happen, Debbie?
Here, blow it off.
Here, we'll just dab it, dab it, dab it. No, you have to put it on before the wax dries. Oh, okay. Well then, good, because the wax is not dry. All right, Debbie, I'm putting the wax on. I feel like a little bit of the wax. Am I doing it right, Debbie? I don't know what I'm doing. Now, what do? You put the wax on, the dust on, right? And then you just like blow it off with your lips, or you dust it off. This is the decrepit dust that you can pick up at JamiRayVintage.com, along with the.
That's a lot of dust.
Well, you know, I don't know. Am I using too much? The wax should not be dry. Debbie says the wax should not be dry. Okay.
I'm doing tarnished pearl on this one. Is that approved?
Yeah. Yes, tarnished pearl is approved.
Okay. Let me bring you guys in closer.
And I'm being careful because the molds. Debbie said no what? No what, Debbie? LOL. What do you? How do you get the dust off?
I don't know. I feel like you're supposed to like sprinkle it on. I don't know.
Are you sprinkle it on?
I
Is it like
feel like
adding,
we probably should have practiced before we did it
Is it
live.
like adding
So we
cinnamon?
do things on the live video sometimes as our first time. So
she
you guys
says
can
you
see.
sprinkle it on and then you wipe back the excess. There you go. Okay, that's a little better.
Yeah, you got it on thick.
It's
And
it's very decrepit. Okay.
I would get.
Don't you worry about what.
Where's the buff brush?
I need the buffer. Yeah.
And be careful not to. My mold is still wet too, so go light, girl. Go light.
Well, you're the one that made me do that. I think you did this because you didn't want me. You didn't want to.
Well, I didn't realize you were gonna like cake it on there.
Oh, I had no idea what I was doing. I think you're going a little heavy-handed.
So if
Tiffany,
you-
I think you're right.
So
but that's
if you're
okay.
watching this video on the replay, don't cake it on.
It's okay. I'm going to fix it. Don't worry about it. Okay. It's supposed to look like a very old rusty can.
Well, we got that going on. So I'm using tarnished pearl in DIY
All
here.
right. Okay. It's getting old. It's so good. I'm being a little heavy-handed, but I think it's not the end of the world.
Well, and the wax is wet, so it will dry out some.
All right, Zeb, can you give me the white wax? I'm going to bring out some of the highlights, some of the details on this, because it's a little dark.
Mm-hmm.
The January comedy show. Glad I could be entertaining. We'll show you what it looks like when it's all dry. It'll be much lighter. And says you can cake it, but you also must work it. I'm working it, Debbie. I'm working it. Working it. Working it. Working it. Okay. Now you have to watch. Renee says now she has to watch Debbie's video. All right. I'm just gonna sprinkle on some white wax. Well, the thing is, I did it on yours, so when I do mine.
Yeah, yours is gonna come out great. Well, you gotta go lighter because yours is much lighter color. This tarnished pearl here.
Yeah. Is this how you do it, Debbie? Debbie says she can't watch.
It's gonna turn out looking cool. Oh, wow. Experimenting here first.
You saw it on January Vintage first. No, it's good. It's good. All right, when it's all the way dry, I'll be able to buff it some more and really work that in there.
Yeah, part of the trouble is the paper clay is still wet.
So I can't work it as much.
So you can't just like get in there or you'll lose all your details.
Amy, DIY paint never goes on sale online, but we will have it on sale in the shop that you can pick up locally, but it never goes on sale online. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna bring back the paint.
Okay, I think I'm almost ready to heat gun this one. How are you doing? Are you going around the sides too?
No, I'm working it.
It's gonna get a wet distress here in a second.
It's gonna get a wet distress. Just leave it alone. All right. I think really we should have waited till the clay was dry.
Maybe.
At least on that one. The molding makes it
You know, it'll probably be one of those where like it always gets worse before it gets better, and
or it just gets worse.
And then we show them the finished project, and it's like, oh, that turned out all right. Okay, I'm gonna heat gun this one.
I'm working it in some more. All right.
I think once the wax dries.
I actually think it looks pretty good, and I'm not just saying that because I did it.
Here, let me show them close.
It gives it kind of a fun aged patina. Yeah, Debbie says it's easier to do when the clay is dry and the paint's dry. So I think what we'll do is we'll let these other ones dry all the way, and then we'll do it. Go ahead.
You're not gonna wax the back of that?
Sure, I can wax the back of
Let's
that.
make it match.
You're making me sweat here with that heat gun. I think the white one where the clay is thinner works best and looks more natural. This one here. Me too. I might take and thin out the edges of my other ones.
Well, what Jamie's got going on here looks like a wax seal almost. Alright, that dried up quick. Second coat.
Alright. Alright, the can is done all the way around now. Julie. Oh.
You're just talking, you're not saying things.
I'm just
You're just
reading
like,
comments.
oh.
Boom, baby. It's actually really stinking cute. I'm loving it, and I'm gonna take photographs of it later once it's dry, and I'm gonna work some white wax in there, and then I'm gonna buff it, and it'll be good. All right, so one pot is almost done. I'll show you with the little topiary. Where's the wood block? The topiaries are a little bit short, so actually that wood block's too tall.
Put it in sideways.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Still too tall?
It's a little bit too tall, but this is what it looks like.
Well, they were
with the
just
topiary.
scraps I had in the garage that I grabbed quick this morning. We'll cut them down to fit.
All right, how's that one coming? That one looks good. Show them that one you're.
Yeah, I'll give them a close up here.
All right, I'm just gonna take, since I like the edge a little more smushed down, and I'm gonna smush down these edges on this butterfly one. So it's not quite such a thick ridge. Oh, Alan Hunter, $10 super chat.
Thank you.
Our lunch is getting that much more exciting. All right, so this is one kind of like how Zeb did it, but I'm taking my finger and I'm just mushing down the edge so it's a little bit softer. So it doesn't look so lippy. A little clay lip there.
All right, 2 coats on.
2 coats. Oops, there you go. That looks good. I like it. We're not going to wax that and dark dust it until it dries, so that way we can really work it in. We'll watch Debbie's video and then we'll finish it. So we'll post a picture in community when these are all done so you guys can see them.
Yeah, watch out for.
We got to get them finished because I'm going to stick them in the shop for Black Friday. Okay, those I mushed down a little bit. I think this one I want. What other color did we bring? I like the tarnished pearl, so I think I'm going to go with that.
You gonna do tarnished pearl again?
Yeah.
I had some vintage linen out here, but the tarnished pearl is looking good on there. It's not.
It's not so stark
crisp.
white. I feel like tarnished pearl is a good like old white. And you just kind of, you have to paint really soft with it. You can't like mush it down into the cracks when it's still wet. And then you come back against the clay like this, and that fills in all the areas where it's not quite sealed down. I think that looks good.
Yeah, well, it's a little bright still. It'll dry out and not be so contrasty, I think. Although
Trust
we
me.
need to do some buffing on the back here.
Yeah, but I just need it to dry. You can buff it. There's a buffer right there.
This buffer's gonna need a serious
It's the
washout.
the tarnished pearl is more of a tan. It does have, I mean, it's a cream, so there's always gonna be more yellow in it, but it's not as yellow as crinoline. So it has more of the brown tones in it. Crinoline definitely is more of a true yellow cream. Are these gallon-sized old paint cans? These are actually number 10 cans. Which
Number 10 is a gallon.
Oh, so it is a gallon, and you can get nacho cheese or coffee in them. Some people, we were talking about, people get them with food storage with pinto beans and flour.
I like it when they come with jalapenos in them.
Jalapenos for nachos
To
again.
go with the nacho
Also,
cheese.
now we're back at the nacho station. All right, I'm gonna.
All right, I'm gonna go see if I can find something that'll sit this down in here so it's not poking up and looking
Fit what down in there?
That topiary thing.
Okay, I'm gonna keep painting this. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you're hitting up JamiRayVintage.com for the paint and product shoots today. And make sure you hit subscribe because we're gonna have another fun video up probably tomorrow.
Are we filming another video today?
Yeah, we gotta film another video today. How much clay do you think each one used? So I used 1 pack of clay on 3 giant number 10 cans. So a third of a pack of clay per tin. Just depends on how
Well, we
much
still
you
have some
use.
left, don't we?
Yeah, so we've got a little bit left, probably enough to do more detail on one of these tins if we wanted to. And doing the rollout takes quite a bit of clay. That actually looks pretty bomb as that color's drying. That's cute. Zeb, do you want to show them? Go grab those boxes we did that are in the shop with the butterflies. So the topiaries came from IKEA. You can also sometimes thrift them, but I get them at IKEA a lot. Oh, Maggie has a good idea. She said go to your local school and see if you can get their number 10 cans. That's smart.
I'm sure you can because they're probably just throwing them away or recycling them.
Yeah, and it's actually better when you paint if you're not super neat, because if you look at like old clay and pottery, it's got fun texture on it, so you don't want to paint super neat. As that wax is drying, it actually looks really good on that can. And I'm not just saying it because I did it. I guess it's proof positive that you don't have to be perfect. These products really are easy. Thank goodness, because I'm not super good. All right. Just drying this other one so you guys can see what it looks like with these butterflies. Schools and restaurants use big cans. The tarnished pearl is beautiful. Look up the tarnished pearl on Facebook and you will find who the paint was named after. Her name's Sarah, and they are in New Mexico, yeah?
No, Texas.
No, she's in New Mexico.
They have a place they like to visit in New Mexico.
No, I think she lives in New Mexico.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Debbie, where does Sarah live?
She's in Texas.
Are you sure?
Yep. Okay, so this is what I'm showing you here.
Did I do anything to the edges? No, because they were not used with a regular can opener. They used the kind that don't leave sharp edges. But if you had sharp edges, you would need to then sand those down. You could even use a Dremel with a sanding blade and sand those down so nobody gets cut. But in our case, they make can openers for these that make it so that way you don't have sharp edges. So those are the Birdsong and Monarch molds. That's a project we did, and we used the farmhouse finishes in Summer Cottage on these, and white wax. So it gives you another idea of what you can do with the molds. And those are just, whoo! Those are just plain boxes. All right, I'm gonna put another coat on here. If you guys use a heat gun, just know that it will crack your clay, and your clay may crack anyways. That's the nature of it. So don't freak out. If you don't want it to crack, don't use clay. You can use the resin and you get more perfection in your molds. But then you can't work with it, I don't think, the same. Doesn't turn out the same. Those wood boxes are actually drawers, probably. We found them like that at the thrift store, so I don't know what their life was before. I don't know what their intention was because I found them just like that.
All right. Do we dare wax this, or do you want to wait?
You can wax it. It's cool. I like the way that other one turned out.
Okay.
Go ahead and clear wax it. I mean, we've already been on here an hour and 15 minutes, so might as well just hang out a little longer.
This is the Super Holiday Edition.
Yeah, you can put your earbuds in when your family is driving you crazy and go hide in the bathroom and watch this video. Not that that would ever happen to me.
Never happens to anybody.
That's right. The used Monarch butterfly and I can't. So for those drawers we just showed you, we used the Monarch and the Birdsong, which the Birdsong I believe is on back order, but you can order it and then when we get it in, we'll ship it to you. Okay. All right, I need that heat gun.
Here you go.
Okay. I'm just gonna work on drying the front. The paper clay is an air dry paper. We call it paper clay, but it actually is air dry clay. So yes, but it's made by IOD and not all clays are created equal. So you definitely want the IOD one, which we carry in the shop here in Lehigh. You can get it at Plant Bar AZ and Anthem, or you can pick it up at JamiRayVintage.com. We carry it all of those places.
Okay, I think I got that good and waxed. All right, hand me the dust. I'm gonna try it out.
Good luck. Sprinkle it on and work it in. Sprinkle. Where do you get the gray mats? These are from IKEA. They're 2 for $2. And you can cut them down and make them smaller if you were going to use them for like a class and you didn't need as big of a work, like if you just need a little bit. We use them when we're braying, anything that we don't want paint to stick to. I like them because you can use them over and over again. They're eco-friendly. How long will the clay take to dry? If you paint over it before it's dry like we did, it takes a little longer, but usually overnight it'll be dry. If you guys watched our ornament video, we used paper clay in that too. And if you haven't watched our ornament video, be sure to check out our ornaments that we made with cardboard.
We're gonna get a real organic, like raindroppy look going on here.
Zeb doesn't want to touch it with his fingers.
No, I'm gonna brush it here in a minute. It's gonna look like a glaze, I think, but
It's
dustier.
gonna look like amazingness.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to apply this. We'll have to watch Debbie's video for the pro tips.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Debbie, is that video up? How come that video's not up yet?
She said she needs like 2 or 3. Yeah.
It definitely gives it kind of like a glazed effect, though. Might have gone too dark.
What did you do to mine? It's alright, we'll let it dry and then we'll work it in. I don't know that you needed to go everywhere with that.
Sure, I did.
You did clear wax it first, yeah?
Yeah. Still
Okay.
clear wax on it.
Can you stain the clay? I've used, can you put this over here? I've used the DIY Old and Gray on a video where we did these bee candlesticks. Did we do that? I think we did that on a live, or was that edited?
I don't know. I can't keep track anymore. There's like, we're almost up to...
Look up the bee candlestick video. Where's the DIY? Oh,
I think we're about
why is there
700.
white paint all over this?
Because your paint wasn't, you didn't heat gun this enough.
Oh. Can you pass
Or
me
I
the...
didn't, one of the two.
Yeah, I think you heat gun that one. Can you pass me the clear wax?
Yep. It's okay. We gotta wash all this stuff anyway. I actually think that this gave it like a fun, really aged, glazed kind of look.
Yep.
I'm gonna use this cloth over here and see. Oh yeah, you can pull
Yeah,
some
you
back.
gotta rub it off. You gotta
Okay,
put it
so
on
I'm just-
and rub it off.
I'm just pulling this back here because it got, oh come on camera, there we go. It got a little darker than we want, and hopefully it just sits down in the creases.
I feel like you gotta like, just keep going. Like you get a little scared, and you just keep going with the project, and then it looks good. Clear wax. So the trick though is you do have to have your wax still has to be wet when you put it on, because that's what makes the dust stick. And it's an aging dust, so it makes them look old and decrepit and not like a shiny new can. Yeah, if you want to stain the clay, we did a bee candlestick video and we used the Old and Gray from DIY and then white wax. And we sold them right away, so I can't show them to you, but we do have a picture on there. And they actually did stain it. And then you really kind of, the white wax really just made it look all the same. It was cool.
All right, I'm getting back down to the can on this a little. The paint's not dry enough.
That's all right. So adding a little, you know, patina. There. Now, how was that you did that? You just sprinkle it on here?
Yeah, man, the camera hates me, guys. Sorry. It's just going bright.
Okay, so I'm using the DIY Dark and Decrepit Dust to kind of age this and to get down in the cracks of the stamp, because I did a reverse stamp on here.
Doing a really good job of sitting down in the brush strokes in this clay from the DIY paint and just giving it a really old look. Got a real dark spot back here I've got to work on.
Maybe you should have worn an apron.
Me?
Yeah, I should have worn an apron. I'm just gonna get the...
All right, so we got a little bit of shiny can back through, but I think it'll be okay.
If you wait in between the layers, you're a little bit better. But the trick is you do have to have wet wax.
All right, I'm gonna leave that and stop messing with it. Look how cool that turned out.
And if you wait for the clay to dry before you paint it, then you don't have to be so delicate with it.
See, I might once everything's all said and done, I might
We'll go to town
run
and buff
some
it like crazy.
paint or white wax over something over that there, over that shiny spot.
Yeah. I'm just kind of moving it everywhere. All right, you want to do this one? That looks cool. Let me see it.
Put the dust in a salt shaker.
Oh, yeah, that'd be smart.
Whose comment was that?
Oh, or like one of those little, you know, you get the little nutmeg shakers, you know, they got the little holes in the top.
Mm-hmm.
That would work too. All right. All right, now can you fix that one?
What? Depends on how much wax you've got on here.
I got a lot of wax.
All right, pull that other one
I'm
back.
gonna put a little bit more down into these words.
Oh, you've got a lot of wax and not a lot of dust and not a lot of wax.
No, it's good.
Here, I'm gonna come back and do this back over here because it's just bright and shiny.
I'm just putting more of this dust in here where the words are. I'm gonna make them pop out. Okay. Now let me get this one here. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Okay. Let's put this topiary in here. I need a block. Done. Okay, put a little bit of wax on the rag. See if you can pull it back. That's what Queen Bee says. Okay. Oh, they can't see these. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, you gotta have them back basically.
I feel like a little bit of this dust goes a long way, so we might have to do some more projects to use the dust that I may have sprinkled over here. All right, here you go. There's that one.
Yeah, it just works. It works just like when you're using the colored waxes almost when you put the wax on there.
I feel like this wax works in mysterious ways. You just never quite know. All right, let me pull these back so you guys can see my cans. Two cans, like the bird. Ta-da! They don't look like number 10 cans anymore. That's faux show. All right, my favorite is the creamy one. Debbie, you should make a shaker top. All right. Caitlin's leaving to get lunch and come to the shop. How's it going over there?
I'm almost done
that
here.
One looks good.
Yep.
So this one here, this is the Farm Fresh. I think once we add more white wax to it, it'll look better.
Brighten it up
And I think
some.
this one just needs a little bit more buffing on the areas where there isn't clay to kind of pull back some of that dust, but it does look really good.
The clear wax is working to pull the dust back though where you don't want it.
Oh, Andrea's gonna come visit us in the spring. Spring is always good in Utah, as long as it's not snowing.
Can happen.
Well, that looks good. I was worried you wouldn't be able to see the butterflies as much. Zeb's gonna show it to you up close in a second. So they really did turn out cute. See, it gets a little scary. You think you've screwed it up, but really, it's hard to mess this up. Zeb's getting like all kinds of good with that dust. I don't think Debbie's still on here, but if Debbie was, she'd be so proud of you. Don't mush my molds. Okay. So Zeb's gonna show you up close the butterfly one, and then we'll pull back. There we go.
So the clay cracked a little bit when she was heat gunning it.
That looks good.
And it's got some good crackle going on.
That's awesome. That turned out super good. I like it. All right, so let's put that one. Actually, you know, it'd make more sense to put. Zeb has feet in the bottom of this one. I'm like, what did he put in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this down so they can get a better
All right,
angle.
so we'll put the matching topiaries. All right, take them flying.
That's all the flying.
Well, you could take them off and show them like the pan.
The pan's close up.
All right, you guys, hit up JamiRayVintage.com for the paint and products used today. We're not quite done yet. Once this clay dries, we'll come back and buff it a little bit more to pull out that paint and maybe add some more white wax for depth. But I think that these coffee cans turned out awesome. It was a little bit scary because we weren't sure what we were doing, but proof positive that even if you're not like 100% profesh at it, you can make anything look good with some paint and the right products, even old number 10 cans you have just lying around. You want to say anything with that?
The sky's really the limit with what you can put these molds on. I think I'm gonna work on doing some corbels specific to fit some of these IOD molds so that people
that'd be fun.
might make like a DIY kit or something. You put that right in front of your face.
All right, there we go.
All right, guys. If you're traveling, travel safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will have a video tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow, Friday. And be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to January Vintage for more
DIY.
Bye, guys.
Oh, what's that?
Super chat from Vintage Vibes. Now we can really go grass-fed. Thank you so much, Vintage Vibes. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you later.
We're thankful for you.
Keep smiling.
I'm smiling.